Hello there, people of the internet. How's everyone doing today? I just finished making a video on my SKS, and I just finished making a video on my Mosin Nagant, and I decided to myself, why the hell not? I went out and I grabbed my big, scary black rifle. I gotta be very, very cautious to not make this thing angry. Otherwise, this thing might decide to kill somebody. We all know how dangerous these rifles can be. It's got nothing to do with the shooter. It's all about the rifle. That's why we got to get rid of these things. They get too angry too quickly. We ought to get rid of all the people who get angry too quickly as well. That was sarcasm, by the way. Gonna be a lot of sarcasm through this video. So, because for whatever reason, I am less deadly whenever I carry 10-round magazines. I got, well, this is a 30-round capacity magazine, standard capacity, not high capacity, but I am going to be loading it with 10 rounds because for whatever reason, that seems to make me less of a threat. So here we go, 10-round magazine, lobbing it downrange of that car. I can reload pretty damn quickly. Like, I could reload in the time it would take somebody with a bolt action to cycle his bolt action. And that's another 10 rounds I'd be able to lob downrange. So, the 10-round idea, 10-round top capacity magazine is just absolutely foolish in its own right. Cologne Noir, I apologize if I butchered that name. I was never very good at pronouncing it, but he had once brought up a very good analogy in the light of just how the thought process and logic behind gun control actually is. He brought up the analogy, drunk drivers are killing sober drivers out on the road, so we gotta stop sober drivers from driving. Doesn't make much sense if you ask me. Another 10 rounds. Well, that was a fun time. Alright, let's load up some more ammo. You know what I could basically guarantee? Like, I can promise this one. There's not a whole lot of guarantees in life, but this is a guarantee. The politicians that want to confiscate your guns, that want to kick in your door in the middle of the night to take your guns away, are going to send people with guns. And they're going to have other people defending them with guns. Politicians who hate guns are surrounded by people that have guns. So, it's not about getting rid of guns. It's about getting rid of your guns. Another 10 rounds, because why the hell not? I love the way that car smokes whenever it's been shot. One thing that we should do is push for teaching the ignorant about just what firearms really are. The politicians and their supporters. I could understand the supporters, but the politicians themselves do not understand firearms in the slightest. I feel like if they did understand them to the point to where they could effectively use them and they realize that this is nothing more than a tool, I feel like it would change a lot of perspectives. Although as far as the supporters go, I don't think there's any changing that. They've all been presented with the facts and statistics, and yet they all continue to think the same way. Like, for example, this right here is basically an elephant gun. These right here are apparently the most powerful round that somebody can fire. And according to them, the NRA sells guns, and the NRA is directly responsible for the deaths of, tens of thousands of people every year. Don't know where they get those facts, but probably somebody who is just like them, who just made them up on the spot. I love the smell of lead. It's the most cancerous thing I've ever smelled, besides cigarette smoke. You know, I put that car up on Facebook, you know, on the marketplace, just to see what sort of responses I'd get. And man, I got some pretty interesting responses. I can definitely say that the amount of money I spent putting bullets into that car will far exceed the amount of money that car will ever be, or probably has ever been worth. I have full confidence in that. Alright guys, this video is entirely self-funded and not sponsored whatsoever. That being said, I would like to urge basically every firearm owner to support GOA, FPC, possibly NRA. They're kind of doing some sketchy things right now. I myself don't support them because they support the red flag laws, which is a completely ridiculous law and completely unconstitutional in every right of the way. So I'm not going to get into any more of that. I said what I wanted to say. Now I got another 10 rounds. Look at that rock smoke over there. The horse started to come out of the barn and she changed her mind right freaking quick. Now she's going back in. I'm on my last 10 rounds. Before I send them down range, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you like this kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe, because I do this kind of stuff all the time. However, I gotta ask for support on my Patreon page, because doing this kind of stuff is not cheap. I normally buy my own weapons and ammo, but I don't know how long I'll be able to keep doing that, and I want to continue to put out the content that I make on a regular basis. So go ahead and consider supporting. If you can't do that, I understand. Go ahead and subscribe then, if you want to support me at least a little bit. I just broke 100 subscribers not too terribly long ago. I'd like to make a 100 subscriber video using 130 caliber bullets. That's going to be a good video. The paint on this gun is starting to smoke, make my eyes water, so I think this is going to be it, at least for right now. Those wondering, this is ATI OmniMax. I'm firing Red Army Standard. This right here is the polymer receiver. Red Army Standard is 56 grain full metal jackets. So I've heard a lot of bad things about this, but to be honest, it's been a pretty good rifle so far. A couple of out of batteries, but I am firing cheap steel case ammo, so I'm not too surprised on that one. Anyway, as I said, thanks for watching guys. Y'all have a nice day.